I wanted to actually read some more of my dream journal that I recorded back in 1975 when I first joined the Vedanta Center as a monastic sister, Sister Lila. So let's begin. My first entry is November 23rd, 1975. I dreamt of the Ashram family, but the house we lived in was much older and smaller, like a wooden cabin. Everyone was in the dream. Some decided to leave and go out for the evening. Others stayed and talked. I decided to go to sleep. In my dream, I had a dream. I was at the beach. Gail was with me. As we walked along the beach, the waves would roll up at our feet. I saw this long orange snake swimming in the waves. Then it came up on shore, circled me, and I knew it was going to bite me, so I just waited. My feet were in the water as it came up and bit me. I felt the pain in my ankle, but I knew I must put up with it until it let go. I wasn't frightened or called for help. It finally let go, and I woke up. I had 2 dots where it bit me. And it felt bruised. It was very early in the morning, and I showed it to everyone who was in the living room. Now, this is a dream in a dream. So when I woke up from the dream of getting bit by the snake, I was still in dream number 1, telling people in the living room that I just had this dream. Then, as I went into another room, Sister Devi was reading my journal. But when I looked at it, it was something a little girl had done. Me. Titles to a story and illustrations, and some pages were blank. Second dream, November 75. Had a dream about Paula, my sister. She was going to have a baby. Mom was there to deliver it, and I was by her side. When it arrived, it was so tiny, and Mom handed it to me and said, "Take care of it." So I took it in my care and then journeyed with a group of people to this place. When we arrived, the baby was bigger, and Paula was there with her husband. I handed the baby over to her, and it became plastic the minute she unwrapped the blanket. December 75. Had a dream that 2 mangy, ugly people came screaming down the driveway and came up to our back door. This was at the Vedanta Center in Cohasset, Massachusetts. They begged for food, and right away I felt, no, don't feed them. They're evil. But Sister Mukta and others said, yes, of course. And when they left to go get food, the man drew out a sharp weapon and held it to my head and said, don't you ever say that again or refuse us again. I was scared but silent. I woke. January 5th, 1976. Had a dream, real vague. 2 little girls, one older than the other. When I hugged the youngest one, she became so small. I held her close to the center of my chest. I felt much deep love for her. January 27th, 76. I've been having dreams about the ashram. Either it's a retreat house or the main house. Usually a few people from here are involved with the dream. I've been dreaming about these different places that are connected to the ashram for the past week. February 6th, 76. I had a short dream about Swami Paramananda and Mataji. SP, Swami Paramananda, wasn't too vivid, and Ma was younger. We picked him up from somewhere, and he got in the driver's seat and told Ma to get in the back. As I was laying down his blanket on the car seat, I said, "Are you sure you want her in the back seat?" And he said yes. She sat in the back, content as ever with another older sister. February 8th, 1976. In my dream, I flew to Sally's house. She had her own little room for a prayer room, and it didn't have a very orderly effect. The whole house was kind of cluttered, but nice. I wanted to help her set up an altar. Her companion, Scott, did not live there, but would come and visit her and kind of upset her. Friday, 24th, 76. This is a dream Aditya had a couple of days ago, Brother Aditya. He dreamt that he and I were swimming in the ocean together, and we were holding on to each other really tightly as we swam. He could see a mass of people in the distance on shore. All of a sudden, we parted, and I started to swim into shore. It puzzled him for a moment and couldn't quite understand why I was leaving him and the ocean, but he followed me, trying to catch up. By the time he got to shore, he could barely see me amongst the people. He ran and ran until he came to these boxcars of a train. As he was going through each car, he was passing up all his friends who were partying and having a good time. As he came through the last car, he glanced over at a girl whom he had a close relationship with in his worldly life, and he felt not even she can stop him from continuing his search, until finally he came to the last car, and as he looked out the door, he saw me standing on the beach right by the water. I was playing or something like that. He felt so relieved and happy that he had found me, and then he woke up. I interpret this dream as this. We were experiencing some super high state of consciousness together, yet we have this great attachment towards one another. So we decided to come back to Earth to work it out, transcend these attachments. I was naturally born into Vedanta, which I believe is where Great Mother Ocean of Bliss herself is lapping up on the shores of Vedanta. Through pure grace, our feet are wading in the water, but to become totally submerged, engulfed in, free from the bondages of attachments, is our highest goal. Both of us came back to Earth, I through grace, landing at the ashram. Aditya had to go through a few more tests and trials, but when he found this ashram, he felt and knew he was home where he should be. March 11th, 1976. Last night, I dreamt I was going up Pennsylvania Avenue. I was walking with another girl. Sometimes we couldn't walk very fast because